In order to use opportunities at your gigs, you must do one thing, and that thing is to place down your deck of cards, begin your trek for days, weeks, months, years, across the deserts of the world, across the sands of time, up the Himalayas, in order to enter the mystery cave at the top, to then be walked in and greeted by the guru himself, sitting around this fire, and you sit down next to this guru and drink some of his guru juice or whatever the heck they give you in these places, so that you can then stare into the fire and be opened up into a world of your subconscious and obtain true wisdom, so that you can then stop looking at this fire and stop drinking this guru juice and leave the cave and walk down the Himalayas again and back across the sands of time and the deserts of the world, to return back to your hometown, to pick up your deck of cards, to go out to your gigs and start using those opportunities wisely. That is the path to true wisdom. Or not. If you're new here, my name is Aidan O'Sullivan, and today we're going to be talking about using gigs wisely. I'm not doing this podcast on my own. I'm joined by my very good friend and co-host, Mr. Ashley Green.
Not after that intro, you're not. I don't want to drink any guru juice, I'll be quite honest.
I'll leave that nice and ambiguous for the listeners right there. But again, this is the Successful Mentalist podcast, and we're teaching across this entire platform at TSM, teaching you the fundamental things that you need to do in order to optimize your business, your mindset, your performance, and your health, so that you can live an improved quality of life as an entertainer, get thriving and hustle free, and just live the life that you've always wanted to. And one of the questions we get asked an awful lot, and in fact, we get asked a lot of questions about marketing and the whole aspect of, how do I get myself new gigs, and how do I do the marketing for my it's all so complicated, and I have to do every TikTok video on the planet to then get Instagram video. It's all blooming confusing at that point. And what we want to present here is this idea that you can, without going all the way up to the Himalayas and drinking guru juice, start using opportunities at gigs wisely. And Ashley, what do we mean by looking for these opportunities?
I'm done after the intro, to be quite honest.
We're rolling with it.
We've taken a weird turn, a weird vibe for today, but the Mindset Guru has
drinking.
really gone to Mindset Guru, I guess. Wow, I'm trying to steer this back on course, but if I crack up, that's fine. At the end of the day, we need to start looking into the future. What's going to come after the gig? You know, if we have to be using these gigs wisely, then we can't be doing what a lot of entertainers out there do. And don't get me wrong, they do it quite well. They go and rock up, they do some cracking entertainment and leave. No, we have to be using and looking for more opportunities. What could come after this gig? What are we looking to achieve in the future? Are there any people there at that gig that could help you? Are the staff there? Could they lead to some opportunity in the future? Maybe having further conversations with the bookers, or staying around afterwards to fully network and chat with people. You can get so many opportunities when you start looking at gigs differently and start realizing there's stuff in there which you might get, whether it be, we're going to cover it today, but more stuff for the future. Kind of makes sense. There's more opportunities. You've got to look for it.
Yeah, I think it's really a key that we speak a lot. And again, if you want to look at it from a surface level, gigs for gigs kind of thing, you want to make your marketing process easier, and you want your entire entertainment career to be easier. If you start looking for more opportunities at the events and the situations that you find yourself in right now, you're going to be opening so many doors. And heck, you can do this at a gig that you've got. Literally, I've got a gig coming up this weekend, and I know that at this weekend's gig, I'm going to be introduced to an awful lot of people, and I know that just because of the sheer volume and diversity of people that are going to be at this event, there's going to be so many opportunities to either collaborate, connect, and get an event out of it, get an introduction. There's going to be so many different things, and that's because I'm already thinking about them and preempting them, so that when it comes down to the gig, I could just tap into this knowledge and just start getting these opportunities at a moment's notice. I get more gigs, more raving fans of all of my work. I can get more engagement at the gig because I'm looking at better opportunities at making the gig better and long term. And there's so much there, Ashley, isn't there?
Well, yeah, look, let's break this down. What opportunities are there, first of all? Well, you might be getting another gig. You might be getting a referral to maybe work for someone else. Someone might see you there and then refer you to one of their friends who might be getting married, or one of their friends that run a company and does a corporate event, or any other things. Equally, you might have introductions to suppliers. Equally, you might be able to get rebooked at that venue again. Equally, you might find someone who is just a fantastic contact with help, which will help you with something personally or professionally. You know, there's so many good things that we can find, but we just have to open our eyes and start realizing that every person we meet and speak to, there's going to be an opportunity there. It's just what that opportunity is, how much time we want to invest into kind of getting that opportunity, and then finally, to just make sure it comes up in conversation. So just speak to people and be nice. We've done a load of podcast episodes on that, but really that's it. And when you start doing this, yeah, it's going to make your life more easier. It's going to make your entertainment business more easier, because if you're getting more gigs from doing gigs, then you don't have to worry so much on marketing. You don't have to worry on silly Facebook ads and all of that, because it's literally like, oh, I do a gig, I've got 3 more. It's an easy process.
Well, exactly. And we love this whole way of thinking of like the whole what if angle of things. Like, what if something incredible could happen out of this? What if this one gig that's coming up could turn into another one gig? What if this one gig could turn up into 10 gigs? Heck, what if this one gig or this one show or this one event could turn into 30 gigs? And this is the exact process and the mindset that we use when working with O'Sheen. Again, he dropped an absolute zinger of an interview a little while back. Definitely go back and listen to that. And we explored the approach of actually landing 30 gigs in 10 days flat because of this what if mentality, because he was looking at long-term opportunities that could show up as a result of this one thing. And I suppose the obvious to really give a tangible example on what this looks like, not just, hey, do you have a gig coming up? Well, realistically, if you're doing a show in maybe 2 months' time and you needed to get people and sell tickets and get some bums on seats for that show, otherwise it's going to be an empty room and look very much like my shows. Don't do that. Or maybe
it's because you've been having too much guru juice. That's why no one wants to come, mate.
Guru juice, gotta love it. But if you want to basically put the message out there and get more people in for your shows, you can either go one-to-one selling tickets to individual people, which is a very proven, very valuable method. Or you could just have a lot more people in your database, in your audience, whether that's across your social media platforms or your email list or anything like that, so that when it comes down to pushing information out there, more people are going to see it and more people will be able to respond to it. And the easiest way to build your email list or build your social media following is to go to gigs and really use the opportunities there to get people onto something like your social media platform, actually get people onto or into a place where you can continuously connect and nurture them over the long-term situation. Because look, say there's 100 people at this gig that you're going to go and perform at. That's not just one person that you're going to go and talk to there, the person that's booked you. That's 100 people. And if they've got event staff and other suppliers there doing different things, you've got so many people on site that you can talk to. And if you get all of those onto your email list, well, I'd rather be more comfortable sending an email with over 100 people getting it to sell tickets to my show than sending it to 4 people. Not saying I've got 4 people on my email list, but if they all hear this with me jacked up on Guru Juice, they probably will all leave, leaving me with just 4 people. And those other 4 people might be really excited to come on a Guru journey with me. Who knows?
Bloody hell. At this point, I want to tell you a story about something that really happened for me, Adam. About 2 years ago, I was performing at a residency where every good magic story starts. And I had no idea what I was performing back then, but it was 2 years ago, so it's probably rubbish. Because a lot's changed since then. But anyway, the person I was performing to really liked me. Luckily, I was always in this mind of like looking for the future, looking for other opportunities. At that time, that person was just a person. I didn't really know much about them. I knew they were a student. But I got them on my social media, and I stayed in contact every so often with them. 2 years later, coming to present day, they get in contact and say, hey, by the way, I'm now working as the sales and events exec at this beautiful, beautiful hotel in Cambridge. We do high-end corporate events. Oh, and we'd also be interested in putting on a gala dinner with a show. Right, what a fantastic opportunity. And that all came around, a fantastic inquiry like that, golden, all came around because when I was performing, I made sure to keep my audience, and in this instance, I put them on Instagram, followed me on Instagram, and then I maintained conversations, not every day, not every week, just every so often, and during the lockdown period we had, I hopped on, gave a free tarot reading just to keep her sweet, happy, occupied and entertained. It was a fantastic opportunity for me to get a nice review for my tarot readings, but that's by the by. And she remembered me. She remembered me not just because of the tricks and the cool stuff I'd done back then, but because I took the time to speak to her. That's how it sunk in, and I guess now she can't forget me. She's got a beautiful story about why I'm the best magician for every single event, because I'm so caring, so considerate, and she bloody loves what I do. And she's always remembered me because she's always getting up to date with my stuff on social media and the private chats I'm having with her.
This is it, isn't it? It's one of those situations where you was able to identify what opportunities you'd like long term. And even if you don't know what those opportunities are, well, the perfect opportunity there is to get them in a position where you can nurture or communicate with them over a longer or an extended period of time until opportunities show up. And again, Ashley, you know this, but everybody that's been following sort of my philosophy and my way of thinking throughout my journey, it's like, you have to take every opportunity that you get and every opportunity that is potentially there, because you just never know who's going to buy a ticket to your next show. And that is an invaluable way of thinking going forwards. And again, ultimately, you might not know what opportunities you want out of things. But again, look at where you're going. Look at what it is that you actually want to be doing long term. And actually, where do you want to take your entire journey? Is it out there into the world of guruships in mountains, or is it out there into maybe international stage performance? It doesn't matter where you're going at this point, providing it matters to you, and use that to start creating the opportunities that are going to pave the way to get you there, because that's going to make your entertainment business far easier. It's going to make it much more simple and straightforward to actually do, and it's going to be much more exciting and interesting along the whole point of the journey.
100%. That's it. And it all starts sucking on some guru juice, and then the main thing, once you've been enlightened, keep an eye out, look for opportunities, and keep an eye out for the future, because just because you're doing a gig doesn't mean you should go away and leave and just think, I've done a great job as entertainment. That's rule one. It's looking beyond, looking what you can get, and always staying aware so that you can pursue and get so much more out of every single thing that you do.
And if you guys want to actually jump in, and we'd love to know and continue this conversation, if there's anything that you do to actually maximize opportunities that you get at gigs, we'd love to know. If you're a member of the TSM Social Learning Network, our private community for TSM fans and podcast listeners, we'd love to actually hear your thoughts on the recent post that we literally shared today, the day this episode actually went live. And if not, you can jump back and search it in the search bar. And if you're not even a member, head over to thesuccessfulmentalist.com/community. You'll be able to sign up, log in, and come and join these conversations. And equally, if you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment below and we'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you maximize these opportunities as an entertainer and at these gigs? Until next time, I've been Aidan O'Sullivan, Ashley has been over there, and we're both about to go on a long mystical mission to go and drink some guru juice.
Fantastic. We'll see you soon, guys.